Okay, Linnea from Alderspring here again, and we are back at it, about to kind of start creating your products on Shopify. So here you've just finished this module of designing your packages, so hopefully that went pretty well for you and you've kind of figured out which packages you want to put on your new store. So now that you kind of know what's in your packages and what you're going to price them at, you're ready to go start creating them actually on the storefront. So you could actually type up your product descriptions and everything separately in a Word document, but I don't know, I think it's a little easier to just go right to creating products. So let's just do that. But first, before you can do that, you need to create collections. So we went through collections just a little bit yesterday, but I'm going to run through it again real quick here. So just click on collections there, wait for it to load. All right, so here you are at collections, and remember that we created a la carte beef cuts? Well, again, you're not doing a la carte, so you probably don't need this as a collection. That was just an example. So actually, I'm just going to real quick change the name of this to, I don't know, sampler and bulk packages. And this might be the only collection you actually need right now. So you might move on later to creating another collection. Maybe you'll offer, I don't know, say you sell both beef and lamb, so maybe you'll create bulk packages beef, bulk packages lamb or something. But really, if you only have like 6 to 8 products or even less than that, you don't need more than one collection because it's easier then for everybody to just view it on one page. So I would even combine both my beef and my lamb if I had 2 different products like that and just put them all on one page. So really the only time you would need multiple collections is if you're selling a lot of different cuts or a lot of different types of product, and then you would want multiple collections. So as it is, we'll just stick with sampler and bulk packages. And here again, you can write the description that's going to appear at the top of your collection page. But maybe you would, I don't know, briefly introduce your farm here or something like that. Maybe talk a little bit about. So you could do that on the collection page, or you could summarize what someone's going to find on the collection page, which is kind of what we do on our store. So if you go to like beef, that's what it says on our store. It's just, well, actually right now it's talking about our inventory shortage because we're kind of dealing with that with the whole Corona thing. But normally we would just have a description at the top, like I believe on the pork page we have that. Yes, so on the pork page, we just have a real quick summary of the practices used to raise it. So you could do that, or you could just leave that blank. You don't have to have a description at all. So just however you want to do that. And then remember we added the collection image and that appears at the top of the page. Or it appears whenever you feature the collection. So it just depends on your theme, whether or not it appears and where it appears. So for now, I'm just going to leave that. And then we had our product tag is equal to a la carte, but I don't want to do that anymore because we're not doing a la carte. So I'm just going to say packages. Okay, and that's really it. And later you can, when you actually have products, you can adjust how it's sorted, but you don't have to worry about that right now. So also, if you want to make this collection just disappear entirely for whatever reason, you could always just say collection availability, manage, and then just make it invisible. But I don't know why you would want to do that. Just if you ever do, now you know. So anyway, now you can go ahead and start creating products. So you just go click on products like I just did, and then click add product. All right. So now here we are about to add a product. Maybe let's start with a ground beef bulk package. I'm assuming you maybe have something like that. So I'm just going to say ground beef bulk package. I think on our site we call it the ground beef lover special or something like that. You could call it like the ground beef bulk special, however you want to call it. So anyway, the description is what shows up when someone clicks on the product. So here we've got our pasture-raised pork. They click on it, and this is the description right here. So in the description, there are a couple key things that you've got to be providing. So I actually have a list of that I'll go off of and provide you, and you'll also have the list featured on this page below the video, so you can find that there. But necessary info, okay, and we'll delete this in a second. you need what's included. Okay, so, and that means like weight, count, etc. You also need a description of what it is. Okay, so that might be how you raise it. Maybe instead it's just like, I don't know, this is great in a burger or something like this. We love using our ground beef in burgers. It makes a great, very versatile cut. You can use it in pretty much anything. So just describe it like that and kind of give somebody an idea of how they can use it. And that leads me into cooking. It's nice to give them a quick suggestion of how they can cook it so that they feel like, oh, I can buy this product and I'll know how to cook it. I'm not freaking out about this now. I'm not stressed out about my cooking skills. Okay, I feel like I can do this. So that kind of gives them a little more confidence. And then you also need to describe how it looks actually, the size, etc. Packaging. So a lot of our products are vacuum sealed, but maybe your products are paper wrapped. You want to mention whether it's vacuum sealed or paper wrapped. Okay, so that is pretty much it that I had on my list. You are going to need to include price, of course, but the price will be featured down here. So now I'm just going to type up a quick description for my ground beef bulk special that includes all of those elements. So let me think about this a second. Okay. It include packages actually, okay, a nice thing to note there, 20 packages. So actually a lot of our packages are a little over 1 pound when it comes to ground beef. So our packages, sometimes when we say we'll give them 20 pounds, it's actually not 20 packages. Sometimes it's 19 packages just because they run a little high in weight. So you got to be careful about saying packages versus pounds. So I'm going to just say 20 pounds there of our regular 85-15 ground beef. Don't forget to specify leanness percentage. People like to know that with ground beef. Ground made from scraps or old cow cows. It's just made from earlier young bees. So I'm just describing kind of our product here, but of course your description is going to be a little different, but you kind of get the idea. People just want to know where it comes from, what's in it, how it's made, and what exactly they're going to be getting. The more information they have, the better. So you keep all that, and then vacuum packages, individually packaged, just so that they know exactly what they're getting. You'll notice on a lot of our products on our store, we have the kind of the description, the full description, and then the exact like kind of details. This is what you're getting. This is how it's packaged. Just kind of like the boring, mundane stuff, but they still want to know that. And then usually I'll go into a little quick description of how to cook it. So comes in 1 pound vacuum packages, individually packaged. And then I'll say something like using a stir-fried meatballs, pasta with some breakfast sausage on the grill. And see, this paragraph right here is giving your cook a little bit of confidence, even if they aren't, you know, maybe they don't cook at home a lot, maybe they eat out a lot, and they're feeling a little nervous about buying something online, especially if they don't even know how to cook it. A lot of people feel actually very uncomfortable about buying meat because they don't know how to cook it. And so here you're kind of putting those fears to rest a little bit and saying, look, this is pretty easy to cook. There are a lot of different options. This is really simple and delicious. So actually on a lot of our products, we don't even besides giving them just kind of a rundown of how to cook it, we even link to recipes on our recipe blog. And that just gives them a little security about, oh, I don't have to be a professional cook to cook this. So I just leave that. And then you can add some effects here. So say you want to make this point bold so they see that right away. That's really easy to do. You can do italic there. You can make the font a little bigger, but I don't know why you would want to do that. You can insert an image, but I don't know why you would want to do that here either. The images you see here are the product images. If you inserted an image, it would show up there, and that would look weird. So probably best not to do that. Okay, so anyway, also you can insert a video. So you have a cooking video from YouTube or something, you can totally put that there, and that's actually kind of cool. So now we're on to the part where we add images to our product. And this is the part where it really kind of depends on what you have. So maybe you already have product images, that's awesome. So just use those. But if you don't have product images, option one is you can use just some pictures from your farm or something. Like, I don't know, I could use these if I wanted to. And sure, that's not a picture of the meat, but right now you're trying to get started. So maybe you don't need a picture of the meat right away. Maybe you can add that a little later. So for now though, you could just add just kind of pictures from your farm or your ranch and pictures of your family or something. If you do add pictures of your cows or your sheep or whatever you're selling, do not put a picture with the animal really close up. That makes people uncomfortable. They don't want to think too much about, they don't want to think too much. So don't put the cow really close up. Put the cow a little ways away so they feel a little more comfortable that way. The other option then, if you don't have product images, is you can go to Pixabay. You're allowed to use these images commercially for free. You can cite where it came from. That's nice, but you don't have to cite where it came from. So if you want to just search images, so I'm going to just search ground beef. Now Pixabay, it's free, right? So the options aren't amazing, but they're, usable. So you can use these basically. And if you do get around to eventually taking a picture of your product, that's really nice because then people can see exactly what it looks like. But if you don't have time and you're launching in 5 days like this, this is a good way to just kind of get going. So the ground beef options are pretty limited. They look kind of gnarly. Oh, also up here, these are all Shutterstock. So those are paid images. You probably don't want to pay for an image. So I would just maybe get this one. This one looks pretty nice. It kind of gives somebody the idea. And I'm just going to download that for free. Maybe I would go with this size because, actually I'm going to go with the bigger size, 2200. So Shopify allows you to upload a 2000, and that's a good size. So 2000 pixels is pretty good. So I'm just going to download that. And oh, you do have to sign up. So actually, I'm just not even going to bother with all that. So anyway, I'm back in my images from our ranch, and I'm just going to pick one, and that can just be the placeholder photo for now for that product. So you probably don't have the fancy photo editors and whatnot. You don't need it. If you just have Windows Photos or something like that, you can probably crop it like you'll need to. So you do have to crop it into a square for Shopify. So I'm just going to go to my Windows Photo Editor and click crop. And when that opens, gotta give it a second. Okay, so crop and rotate. And then select aspect ratio is square. So that's kind of the best size for Shopify and what you'll want to do. So then I'm going to say save a copy. Well, actually, yep. Okay, so save a copy and saving. Okay, and maybe I want to put this in the same folder I pulled it out of. Oh wait, that's not it. There it is. Okay, so I'm just gonna, oh, nope. Okay, so perfect, there it is. There's our square image, and that should be full size, but It's okay if it's not quite 2000 pixels. It's nice to have it 2000 pixels, so this image had already been resized, but otherwise just don't resize your images. So I'm just going to upload that though, and click add file. You can also drag and drop, which is a little faster sometimes, but we'll just do it this way. So there's that, and that is now going to show up as my product image. So if I did want to do the drag and drop upload, I would just do this and then just drop it. But I'm not going to do that. So anyway, back to pricing. So I've got a 30-pound bundle, a 20-pound bundle, and maybe I'm going to sell it for around, I don't know, 10 bucks a pound. So I would just put 200 bucks in. You have already done your pricing, so I'm going to just kind of skip over this. And when you say compare it price, that's just when you put it on sale. So say I put it on sale for 190, then my compare it price I could put as 200, and then it would show up as on sale in the store. But for now, I'm just going to leave it at 200. Okay. So anyway, track quantity, that's just tracking your inventory quantity, and then continue selling when out of stock. That is probably not something you want to do. It's just when, when it sells out, they keep allowing people to buy it, and you probably don't want to do that. So then quantity available, this is where you would enter. So say I've got 5 packs of 20 pounds, I would just say 5 there, and that's now in inventory. However, say I'm on a different product and I just built a different product and there are like 2 options for it. So maybe I've got actually a 20-pound pack of ground beef and a 30-pound pack of ground beef. Then you can create variations by saying this product has multiple options, and then size, and then you would say 20 lib package, and then click comma to add the options. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm just going to save the whole thing, and my options will show up in just a second. Okay, so there are my options now, and now it has to load. Okay, there we go. So now instead of the price section, I now have my variants listed here. So I can say I've got 5 of the 25-pound packs, but I only have like 3 of the 30-pound packs. And then that's going to track those quantities. But since you don't do 30-pound packs, I'm just going to delete that and leave it at 5 20-pound packs. So anyway, that is just how you kind of add everything. Oh, and the final thing is you're going to want to say collections, right? And search for your collection, which was sampler packs, I believe. No, maybe it was packages. What did I call that again? Loading. Okay, I called it sampler and bulk packages. Okay, so it is not liking this. Well, at the very least, I can say beef. So that is your just product type. It's another way to sort things. So you can add that or you can just leave it. Tags is another way to sort things, but I think I'm just going to save and reload the page and hopefully it realizes that I have another collection. Or maybe I had inactivated that. Well, it does say it's available, but I'm just going to go back here, and you can also add it to the collection through tags. So the tag we had on the sampler packages was product tag is equal to packages, so I can just say packages. Oh, now it's not recognizing that as a tag either. Interesting. Okay. Well, it probably just needs to catch up with itself or catch up with our internet because our internet is the worst. Aha, there it is. So now it's in the sampler and bulk packages. That's awesome. So now back to products, and now I have just the one product here, if the internet ever loads. There we go, ground beef bulk special, there's my product. Okay, so now that you've kind of got a product set up, you can now head on to starting to kind of put together other parts of your store. So you've got a product and you've got a collection. That's kind of the bare bones of what you need to get going. So as promised yesterday, we're going to kind of head back to the customize area. But actually, I'm going to end this video and we'll put the customize thing in the next part of this module. So you now know how to put a product in and put a collection in. So that's kind of the end of this part, and we'll do the customizing your theme part in the next part. So yeah.